Hi, you guys. It's Yaz, and today we're going to talk about how the narcissist is on Thanksgiving. Narcissists sure know how to ruin holidays, and Thanksgiving is no different than any other holiday. So let me get into it and talk about how that narcissist acts on Thanksgiving. First of all, let me say this. The narcissist is going to be lazy on Thanksgiving when it comes to trying to help out everybody in the house, all right? They don't want to do anything. They just want to lay across the couch. A lot of times they'll be falling asleep or catnapping on the couch while everybody else is talking. They're very, in their own world, on their phones. Why? Because they really don't want to be there. They don't want to be tied down for the holiday, doing the family thing. Narcissists are not about the family thing. They want to be going out, having a good time, not sitting around having a Thanksgiving dinner unless they have a dinner and then they run, okay? And that's another thing that narcissists do. They'll be showing up late and they'll be leaving early. They make their grand appearance, all right, so that everybody could say they showed up, and then they make an excuse. Oh, listen, I got to leave. I got to stop by my cousin's house. Oh, I got to stop by my mother's house. Oh, I've got to go here. And what are they doing? They're running out and they're going to see other supply. This is what they do. Or what some narcissists do is they'll be falling asleep all day on Thanksgiving. And you know why that is? Because the night before, they went to go see that other supply. Yeah, the night before Thanksgiving, you know what that narcissist is doing? They're lying to you and telling you they've got to work, or they've got to run to a family member's house, or they got to run here, or they got to run there, or they got to do this. But it's all an excuse because they know they've got to get that other supply in at some point, because they may be with you on Thanksgiving and they've got to get it in, okay? This is what they are. They got to do. They got to go and get it in, all right? The other thing that narcissists love to do on Thanksgiving is leave you to entertain their family. Let's say that you go by their family's house or their family comes to see you. Who's the one who's entertaining their family? You are. And what's that narcissist doing? They're in the bathroom texting other supply, or they're falling asleep on the couch, or they're on their phones. So they leave you to do all the work. And they're, zoning out in their own world, their online world, or their smartphone world, texting other supply, okay? So you're left holding the bag trying to entertain everybody. Or if they come to your family's house, a lot of times if you're dealing with a covert narcissist, they'll come to your family's house with a face on. Why? Because they really don't want to be there and they don't usually like your family. So they'll sit there, they'll be quiet, they may brood, all right? May have a face on. People may say, oh, what's wrong with, your partner or something? And you're like, I don't know. And what is it? The covert narcissist is angry about something you might have said to them a month or two ago, and now they're going to pay you back at your family's house by having a face on, okay? How do I know this? I went through this, you guys, all right? So these are all the things that narcissists do on holidays, and Thanksgiving is no different. The other thing that they like to do, especially the covert narcissist, is be passive aggressive. And what they'll do is when it's time to clean up, they'll only clean up their own plates, and they would never ever pick up your plate, all right? That's their way of, being passive aggressive. Like, you get your own plate. I'm picking up these people's plates, but I'm not going to pick your plate up. All right. So they're there. They're phony. They're putting on a phony face, a phony act. Okay. Or if it's family and you're together on Thanksgiving, what they're going to do is they're going to be fake and phony. Oh, hi, how you been? Oh, what have you been up to and everything? Meanwhile, they couldn't care less what you've been up to. You haven't heard from them all year, but now you're at a family get-together trying to put on the fake phony face for the family's sake, right? This is your typical dysfunctional narcissistic family where everybody's competitive with each other, doesn't care about each other, but has to show up for the once or twice a year little fake family presentation, okay? This is what they do, all right? So the other thing that they could do too, and especially the covert narcissist again on Thanksgiving, is they could ignore you and give their attention to other people to make you feel unimportant, insignificant. They can completely ignore you. All right. So they can either completely ignore you because they really don't like you, or the other side of the coin is they may be really nice to you in front of other people to fool other people into thinking that they're such a nice person. How could you not like them? Oh, they're such a nice person. They were asking about your career. They were telling you you look good. It's all a fake, phony act for appearances. So everybody thinks, oh, they're a nice person. Meanwhile, behind your back, they're gossiping about you, talking about you, stabbing you in the back. All right. The other thing too, what narcissists do is they make their appearance, like their grand appearance. Oh, hi, everybody. Give a little peck on the cheek. Oh, hi. Hi. Happy Thanksgiving. And then they go and again, they zone out in their own world, maybe on the other side of the room, on their phones. Okay, some of them may even be saying, oh, I'm just playing a game on my phone. I'm just playing a game on my phone. And then what they also do is, like I said, they leave all the work to you. They're not getting up. They're not helping, prepare the food. They're not helping to serve the food or anything. They want to be served, but they don't want to serve anybody else. And they don't want to clean up. They leave all the cleaning up to you to do everything. And again, the narcissist, especially the covert narcissist, is in their own little world on their social media, okay? So they just can't get away from the social media. Even if it's a Thanksgiving or another holiday, they've always got to be texting back and forth. And they've got to do it too because they don't want their other supply to be suspicious that, they have somebody, because they're living double lives. So they've always got to be in touch. So they may be telling the other supply, oh, I'm at my mother's house or something, and they'd be texting, right? And then when they leave you, they go see the other supply and they say, oh, I just went and saw my kids or something. All right. This is how they play both sides to the middle. The other thing, like I said before, is they're zoning out because they don't want to deal with you. All right. It's a lot of times these holidays with narcissists are the biggest, fakest thing you've ever dealt with. Because again, they don't really like you, but they pretend for appearances. This is the covert narcissist. And, they just dismiss you, turn their back and ignore you and be talking to other people. They're very lazy. They don't help out on the holidays. They'll be the ones in front of the TV while everybody's working in the kitchen, serving and everything. Like I said, again, not helping with the cleaning up. What's the other thing they like to do? They love to play the victim, and they especially love to play the victim to the person in the family who's got money, all right? They play up to the person in the family who's got money. They talk about, oh, I don't know how I'm going to pay this bill. Oh, I got a problem with this. Oh, this is going to cost a lot of money. So they play the poor me syndrome, and especially to the person who's got money, because they're hoping that that person in the family is going to help them out. All right. So you could expect that. The other thing that you could expect also on Thanksgiving is that they may not say anything about the cooking. They may not say, oh, this is good or that's good or something. There'll always be some sort of critique about the turkey. Oh, why did you get yams? I don't like yams. Okay. Or, why are we having broccoli, or the broccoli's a little tough or something like that. All right. The other thing you're going to notice that they do is when they go to the food, they're always serving themselves. They're not serving other people. They're just concerned about getting their own food and taking as much, get the best piece of turkey they can in the plate, right? They got to be the first ones there to get the best turkey, everything, fill up their plates to outbeat everybody else. And, then they have they got to criticize everything because they always have to control everything. So they're constantly criticizing. What a lot of them do too, you guys, is they get up from the table. They may eat fast, then get up from the table and not care about sitting and talking with everybody. Again, they're zoning out. They don't want to be there, all right? And you feel it. You feel like they're there in body only. They're in the other room. They're on their phones or they're falling asleep on the couch because they've been out all night with another supply, or they're thinking of their next best way to get out of there because they want to go meet another supply or go to another supply's house. They'll say things like, oh, I got to go. I got to, run to this friend's house, that friend's house. And meanwhile, they're going to see other supply because they got to get it all in. They always got to get it all in. Another thing that they love to do is maybe start an argument, okay? This could be your overt narcissist or your malignant narcissist. They may start talking about something that's very controversial, like politics, okay? Who's been there? I've been there, all right? Where you have family members that have conflicting views on something like politics, and it gets heated. But one thing about that narcissist, they're always right, and they've got to show everybody else that they're right. And you may tell them, listen, we don't want to talk about politics. And what do? They want to talk about it and they want to bring it up and they want to tell everybody else how wrong they are when it comes to politics. Okay? So they're the great experts when it comes to politics. They know better than everybody else. And they may even start a fight with other people that are there. All right? They don't care about starting a fight if it's like an overt or malignant narcissist. The other thing that they do on Thanksgiving is they love to drink a lot, okay? They may drink in front of people, but they also closet drink. They may have drank before you even got there, and they're a little bit blitzed, okay? They're a little bit blitzed, and, they may be a little more friendly than usual because they drank because they knew they were having company over and they really didn't want to deal with these people. So they drank a little bit or, maybe smoked or something. And now they're there and they're kind of doying out and zoning out in the group. All right. I'm telling you, these narcissists, they're a piece of work because, they get anxiety, and especially if they're around people that are strong. They don't ever, want to be around people that are strong because it makes them feel inferior. So, they may numb themselves out by drinking a little bit before the holiday or doing something along those lines. Another thing you guys are going to notice, if you have Thanksgiving with covert narcissists, you're going to see a lot of smirks across the table, okay? These people, like let's say they ask you, oh, how you been? What's going on with you? And you start talking about your life or talking about your job. They're going to sit there and they're going to give you like that contemptuous type of smirk, like, oh, that's nice. Meanwhile, they can't stand you and they're jealous of you, but you're going to get the smirk, the phony fake smirk for appearances where they pretend to be nice, but they really, really can't stand you. Now, keep in mind, the narcissist always has to be the center of attention, and holidays are no different, okay? If the narcissist is not getting attention from people, they're going to get very, very angry. And what they could do, like I said before, is they could pick a fight with somebody. Maybe pick a fight about the food, pick a fight about what somebody said. Maybe they're going to say somebody didn't say hello to them, all right? They felt shunned. Or if they don't pick a fight, they're going to become sullen and be brooding in the corner. All right. This is the other thing that they do too. They brood in the corner because they're pissed off because everybody else is talking, laughing, having a good time. And the poor little narcissist there is not getting any attention. They hate to see other people get attention. They always want to be the center of attention. So when they're not getting attention, they're going to pay everybody back by either fighting or they're going to be quiet, okay? That would be your covert narcissist. They'll sit there quiet and have a face on and make you feel uncomfortable. This is to make you feel uncomfortable. They'll be sitting there just staring and looking or, rolling their eyes or something like that. That's your covert narcissist because they're they're not getting the attention. Someone else is getting the attention. They're also jealous when they see other people happy. And this is another reason why narcissists love to ruin holidays. They love to ruin it in some way, okay? So let's say, I'm going to give you an example of how a covert narcissist would try to ruin a holiday, let's say, for their partner's family coming over. They may overcook the food. That's being passive aggressive. They may deliberately overcook the food because they don't want the food to be good, because they don't like these people, and they're being passive aggressive. They don't want the meal to be good. This is how they're going to ruin their holiday, okay? Or they may just not talk much and be quiet the whole time to make everybody feel uncomfortable, where people are saying, is so-and-so all right? Why are they so quiet? Or this or that. Or, why is your partner in the other room, on their phone? Or they've been in the bathroom for like over an hour. Is everything okay? This is what they do. They want to make people feel uneasy because they don't want people to have a good time, because they're basically miserable and they want everybody else to be miserable. And when they're not doing that, they're on their social media looking for other supply, even when they're with company, even when they're around company. If company comes to their house or they go to someone else's house, their mind is always somewhere else. And you'll see it, because a lot of times you'll be talking to them and it's like they're not even hearing you. And you're like, did you hear what I had to say? And they're like, oh, yeah. But they're really not, because they're thinking about their other supply. They're thinking about all the other things that are going on in their life. They're pretty much, if the attention is not on them, they're like zoning out, and they're in their other world. They're in their cyber world, or they're texting other supply while you're busy chit-chatting with everybody else. So basically, it's like this, you guys. They're not a pleasant person to be around on the holidays. You always feel like you're walking on eggshells. You feel like they're not really present. You get like maybe 5 minutes of their presence where they may talk a little bit and then they shut down. This is what they do. And I'm talking about the covert narcissist here. They shut down because they're checked out. They don't want to deal with all of this family business and chit-chatting and finding out how you're doing and not doing. They couldn't care less, all right? They couldn't care less, and it shows in their actions and their mood. And the thing is, once the cleanup's done, once everybody cleans up and everything like that, they're the first ones out the door with an excuse. Oh, I got to go. I got to go. I got to work tomorrow. Oh, I got to go. I got to stop here. I got to stop there. Oh, I have to do this. Oh, I have to do that. Because they don't want to be sitting there. They don't want to be tied down for hours. They want to be out and about and going from supply to supply to supply's house. They got to make all the rounds, okay? Because they can't just disappear on all their supply. So they've got to make the rounds. So they're going to be bouncing and saying, oh, I got to stop here. I got to stop at this friend's house or that family's house and just say hello here and hello there. Meanwhile, they're bouncing from supply to supply's house, okay? So they're there, but they're really not there, and they're miserable, and they don't really help out, all right? And they leave you to hold the party going, okay? Because they are, they're emotionally unavailable, and you're going to feel it, and you're not going to feel like they're with you having a good time, because basically they couldn't care less about being part of a get-together, and especially if it's your family, they're really going to check out. Like I said, it's all for appearances. They just show up. Oh, hi, how are you? Oh, yeah, how you doing? Great. Okay, great. And then they zone out in their own world, in the other room, on their phones or with the TV on. They don't really interact much with everybody. And then they're looking to make a beeline out of there. And in between, they run into the bathroom to call or text other supply so that nobody sees them. All right? So that's their Thanksgiving. So have a happy Thanksgiving, you guys. If you have to deal with these covert narcissists, oh, they're awful. When you spend a holiday with these narcissists, it's like you can't wait for the holiday to be over, because they're just so miserable. They're miserable people that you just can't wait for it to be over. And if you're dealing with like a malignant narcissist, you're walking around on eggshells because they're controlling everything and they're critiquing everything. The food, this isn't good, that isn't isn't good. Why did you cook the turkey this long? Why did you make this? You should have made that. This and that. Oh, you didn't clean the pot good enough or something. All right. So they'll be, arguing with people, arguing with you about something because they always need chaos in order to feel grounded and feel like in control. So by the end of the day, you're like, it's over. This is how you're going to feel. So that's how narcissists are on Thanksgiving, you guys. I hope you like the podcast. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I hope you have a happy and healthy Thanksgiving. God bless to everybody. If you're looking for confidential one-on-one phone coaching, check out my link in the bio at askgaz.wixsite.com/thegameexposed. Also, you guys, check out my book on Amazon. It's called Regain Your Power. You could view it at the URL at tinyurl.com/regain your power. It's a small little green book on Amazon that talks about how to regain your power in relationships. So check it out. You could read it free with Kindle's free trial membership that I believe they offer. Also, check out my YouTube where I have over 7,500 videos. There's a lot on narcissism. Just go to my channel at the Game Exposed Podcast. Do a search in the search box for whatever you're looking for on narcissism, which could be discard, triangulation, when the discard happens, covert narcissists, malignant narcissists, all the little mind tricks they play, silent treatment. It's all on my YouTube at the Game Exposed Podcast. TikTok is the Game Exposed, and Facebook and Instagram is the Game EXP123. And have a great day.